Good evening, class. Thank you for visiting my last post of the semester. For this week's discussion board post, I decided to answer question number 8. The question asks, should the national security agenda of the United States be expanded to include non-traditional concerns like those discussed in the text? Why or why not? First, it is important to understand what non-traditional concerns are. Non-traditional concerns are concerns outside of threats the United States is used to. Prior to 9/11, the United States was used to security threats by countries, governments, and typically involved the military in some way. For example, the Cold War involved military entities and governments at conflict with one another, as well as the threats before the United States entered World War II with the attacks on Pearl Harbor. Governments in Japan initiated the attacks with help from military installments. However, Snow mentioned non-traditional threats or new threats the United States faces, which consists of border threats, environmental threats like hurricanes, and health threats like serious diseases. Some of these diseases consist of AIDS, swine flu, and Ebola. It is important for the United States to expand its national security agenda to include non-traditional concerns because of two main reasons. First, the changing world, which leads to new threats, and second, to ensure the United States is protected into the future. As technology advances, countries face different types of internal conflicts, and the weather and disease change within the world. New types of threats are always created. Climate issues change the weather, contact between animals and people, as well as people and other people, increase diseases, and internal conflicts in countries cause many to leave the country for better opportunities. These types of situations have already created conflicts within the United States, like previously stated deadly hurricanes, new diseases, and illegal immigrants. Therefore, if the national security agenda does not begin to focus on non-traditional concerns, then these threats could become detrimental because of the potential devastation to lives, the economy, and protection of the United States. Also, instead of the United States stepping forward into better national security measures and agendas, the United States would be taking a step back if we are not willing to look at other concerns outside of the traditional concerns we have dealt with. For instance, this may seem kind of silly, but it could potentially be true. If the United States responded to the threat of Al-Qaeda like we did during the American Revolution, lining up on the battlefield and charging at our enemy, we would fail because there would be no enemy on the other side. Our men would probably be taken out by IEDs like the terrorists use today and less face-to-face combat like we see today. Therefore, it is important to evolve our tactics as the enemy evolves theirs, like we have talked about with this shift from symmetrical to asymmetrical warfare. It is the same situation with national security concerns, like traditional and non-traditional concerns. It is important to evolve our national security agenda as the threats evolve and change. And then, just to give Snow's viewpoint of this possible expansion, Snow argues yes, the national security agenda of the United States should be expanded to include non-traditional concerns because the world is becoming more complex, resulting in a rise of national and international concerns. Therefore, quote, traditional national security solutions are ineffective and inappropriate. The result is a fuller and more diverse national security agenda, end quote. So thank you for visiting my post this week. I look forward to your responses and hope to have you in classes in the future.